Look at you. You're greedy, always greedy. Everything you do is for yourself.
Evelyn said loud enough for every relative to hear. The room fell silent. Forks stopped moving. Even the old clock on the kitchen wall seemed to hold its breath. Clara looked up at the glowing lights above the table, the same lights she had secretly paid to keep on for over a year, and realized she was done being used by the people who called it love.
Clara Whitmore was 36 winters old when her mother called her greedy in front of a table full of kinfolk. By then, Clara already knew the price of her silence. $7,812, not counting the fees, warnings, and sleepless nights spent in Portland wondering whether the old family house in Spokane still had heat. The word greedy drifted through the dining room like smoke from a chimney fire, and every spoon seemed to stop in midair. Her mother, Evelyn, sat proud beneath the golden kitchen lights as though she had spoken nothing cruel at all. Her younger brother, Dean, smirked into his sweet tea the way coyotes grin before stealing a farmer's hens. Their father stared hard at his potatoes, studying them like they held the answers of old prophets. Clara felt the weight of every unpaid bill hanging above the table like storm clouds waiting to split. She lifted her glass slow enough for the ice to rattle and said, "You'll remember my greed the first cold night the furnace quits breathing." The smile slipped from Evelyn's face faster than rain off a barn roof. Fear flashed there for a heartbeat, sharp and sudden. Even Dean's grin weakened around the edges. Clara had not driven to Spokane planning to speak like that. She had arrived carrying a handmade clay platter painted green as pine needles because Evelyn once claimed green made a home feel peaceful. The gift still sat unopened near the pies and casserole dishes. Her mother had barely touched it before whispering, "Did you bring the account password?" The electric company sent another warning. That was the greeting. Not, "How was the road?" Not, "You look worn thin." Not even, "Thank you." In that house, Clara had long stopped being a daughter. She had become a purse with a pulse, a lantern kept lit so others could walk without stumbling. For 14 moons, Clara had worked as a senior water systems engineer, studying waste in hotels, factories, and government towers. She could hear trouble in a building just by reading numbers on a page. Yet she ignored the leak draining her own spirit because the hands causing it shared her blood and family name. The trouble had begun during a bitter Idaho winter when Evelyn called near midnight saying the power company planned to cut service by morning. Clara remembered the hour because she had been reviewing plans for a hospital pipeline project while snow hammered her apartment windows. Evelyn's voice sounded soft and ashamed then. "Just until your father's pension catches up," she pleaded. Clara paid $600 before the tea in her mug had gone cold. She never asked why Dean, who lived 20 minutes away, had not helped. She told herself that good daughters carried burdens quietly the way oxen pull wagons through mud. But 1 month became another. First came gas. Then water. Then internet because Evelyn claimed church meetings and doctor appointments depended on it. By springtime, Clara had built a private ledger. Electric. Water. Heating. Late charges. Emergency reconnect fees. Each payment sat there like stones stacked beside a graveyard fence. Every time, Dean found a reason not to contribute. His boat needed repairs. His twins wanted summer baseball camp. His wife had ordered expensive patio furniture before checking their bank balance. The excuses rolled out smooth as river stones polished by years of use. What none of them knew was that Clara had begun saving everything. Bank records. Screenshots. Voice messages. Texts where Evelyn whispered, "Don't tell your father how much I asked for." Another arrived 2 days later saying, "Dean says you earn enough that this should not even matter." Clara stored each message not from revenge, but because deep inside she sensed the day would come when truth needed proof. On the drive to Spokane, rain swept across the highway in silver sheets. Evelyn sent 4 texts asking whether Clara could quietly fix the electric account before dessert because the website was acting funny again. Clara stared at the glowing phone at a red light and looked toward the wrapped platter resting in the passenger seat. She had hoped this supper might feel normal for once. Instead, her father greeted her with, "Glad you made it," like she was a package delivered before sundown. Dean laughed and called her the rich woman from Portland. Evelyn pulled Clara aside before she even removed her coat and whispered, "Please don't mention bills in front of everyone. It makes us look careless." In that moment, something cold moved through Clara's chest. Evelyn never minded taking help. She only feared witnesses. During supper, Clara listened as her mother praised Dean for repairing a squeaky cabinet door as though he had rebuilt Noah's Ark by hand. Then Dean complained about taxes and muttered, "Some folks have the luxury of living alone with no real responsibilities." Clara tightened her grip on her fork until her knuckles whitened. She thought of her mortgage, her student debt, her doctor bills, and the second weekend job she had taken just to keep their lights burning. Evelyn smiled sweetly, then struck the match that lit the fire. "Clara's done well for herself," she said loudly, though she could do more if she weren't so greedy. The room shifted. Clara answered calmly, "I'm done being praised when I give and cursed when I stop." She laid her phone on the table and opened the first message. "Can you pay electric before noon?" Evelyn's words glowed on the screen. "Don't ask Dean. He's overwhelmed." A hush rolled through the room like wind through dry wheat. Evelyn whispered sharply, "Stop this now." Clara opened another message. Then another. Gas warnings. Water threats. Internet shutoffs. Finally she played a voice recording where Evelyn sighed, "Dean has children. You only have yourself." The silence afterward felt deep enough to swallow mountains. Their father looked up slowly, confusion spreading across his tired face. "Your mother said it was only a little help," he murmured. Clara turned toward him gently. "Dad, your heat stayed on last February because I paid for it. The lights above this table shine because I covered the bill 5 times." Dean shoved his chair backward with a screech. "Nobody forced you," he barked. Clara nodded once. "No," she said. "You trained me." Those words hit harder than thunder. Even Aunt Marie, who always defended peace above truth, lowered her eyes toward her untouched pie. Evelyn changed tactics quick as a card shark switching decks. Tears filled her eyes while she declared, "After all I sacrificed for you, this is how you repay me." Clara studied her mother carefully and asked, "Did you sacrifice for me, or for the picture of a perfect family?" The supper stopped being supper after that. It became a reckoning beneath warm kitchen lights. Clara realized Evelyn believed appearances were the same thing as love. Hosting dinners mattered more than honesty. Smiles mattered more than fairness. Image mattered more than the daughter paying the cost behind the curtain. Then Clara spoke the boundary aloud. "Tonight I remove my cards from every account. No more automatic payments. No more secret rescues. If help is needed, you can ask plainly and show me a real budget." Evelyn's face hardened like lake ice in January. "You'd leave your own parents freezing in the dark." Clara answered steady as church bells. "No. You chose that risk every time you ignored the bills expecting me to save you." Around the table, cousins began checking their phones as messages spread through the family chat. Questions flew like startled birds. Clara paid everything. Evelyn said she never helped. The room cracked open under the weight of truth. Dean grabbed his jacket, furious now that silence no longer protected him. His children argued in the den over a broken game tablet while his wife struggled alone with coats and boots. For once, Clara stayed seated and rescued no one. Then her phone buzzed with an email carrying unexpected light. A company in Denver offered her the position of regional director for environmental systems. Bigger salary. Company housing. A fresh beginning 2 states away. Clara read the message twice while the family storm swirled around her like dust in prairie wind. She stood slowly. "I got the promotion," she announced. Nobody answered at first. Evelyn's expression shifted from surprise to panic in the blink of an eye. "Denver," she whispered. "That's farther away." Clara nodded. "Yes. And tonight showed me why distance may be the healthiest thing I ever choose." Her father finally admitted softly, "I should have paid more attention." Clara looked at him with sadness instead of anger. "Yes," she replied. "You should have." Meanwhile, Evelyn's first question was not whether Clara would visit, nor whether she was happy. She asked, "What are we supposed to do about the bills?" That question revealed the whole truth cleaner than any confession. Clara gathered her green platter from the counter. Evelyn noticed and protested weakly, "You're taking my gift." Clara answered, "It was never yours. You never opened it." The words wounded deeper than shouting ever could. Before midnight, Clara canceled every payment from the driver's seat of her car while snow drifted softly across Spokane. Weeks later, she moved to Denver and placed the green platter in the center of her own kitchen table, filling it with bright apples instead of unpaid burdens. And she carried this lesson like an old folk song passed through generations: love that demands endless sacrifice without gratitude is not love at all. A healthy family honors boundaries before resentment grows teeth. For when a person keeps giving only to avoid guilt, they slowly teach others to mistake devotion for duty. Clara's victory was not in watching others struggle. It was in learning that being useful is not the same as being cherished, and that sometimes the brightest light a soul can find is the one it finally keeps for itself.